Hi, everyone, my audience, and my listeners of this great show called Dominus Nisi on 88.9 FM. I would love to share a wonderful and thrilling news and real life milestone in my life. As you already know, that our show, this Dominus Nisi, is celebrating the third year this year. But my life as a migrant in this country is celebrating 25th year. And as a corporate IT professional, I was going through lots of different experiences, and I'm learning a lot through my roles here in the corporate world. But that helped me to identify as an immigrant how we should tackle all different things, especially the communication skills. And I am here in front of you talking in this language. I'm so excited. The reason is that when I landed here in Australia, I couldn't really understand what exactly the Australian slang and Australian way of talking. And then now here in front of you as a radio jockey, and then still sharing my English the way that I can do. But I really wanna share the good news is that after pouring my heart and soul into a project, sharing my learning of this last 25 years in my corporate world and the impacts of my personal life over there in my career. I am releasing my very first book called Inspired. Yes, that's the name of my book, and the inspiration is from my own life that started in a small village called Melu in the state called Kerala, the part of South Indian. We call this South Indian state God's own country because that's what we believe that that's greenery, the love, that joy, that peace that we enjoy in that small village. It's all God's given gift to the people over there. So we believe and we used to enjoy putting the bindi on your forehead, and that's why the inspiration got a bindi here. So this is a book that I got inspired by many different people that I met and I experienced, I learned through last 25 years. And it's not just a collection of pages, it's an invitation for all the migrants around the world. If you are leaving your country for a better life, you becoming an immigrant or a migrant. And that's the reason why I'm dedicating this book to all the migrants who left their home country for a better life. So this book of 12 chapters is actually sharing my journey and my findings and my way of learning how to overpower all the fear, all the bias in your mind and all the judgment and prejudices in your mind and in your brain, and how we can change that and how you can become a better version of yourself. I always put that core belief that if you are connecting to your core, that is the beginning of your change. So that's what happened in my life in the last 6 to 7 years, and especially in the last 3 to 4 years. And I was trying the level best to change the misbelief that the learning that I had to be a Indian born girl, and finding out what are the things that I need to unlearn to become a better version of yourself. So I divided this into 12 chapters, and then the real chapters giving you some tips and ideas to change the current mindset of your life in your workplace and at the same time in your family and in your community. In the introduction, I just giving a little blurb of my life last around 50 years, but wait for my next book, which I will be sharing all my family's trouble and how did I overpower that. And that will be more connected to a community based and the power that I identified through the spirituality. So these chapters for this book called Inspired is centering on the core value. So this is more of like a cornerstone for success. So if you want success, the first thing is that you need some values and then you need to center around that values. The second chapter is called cultural competence, that's cultivating a global mindset. You must be coming from a little village from different country, but if you are in here in Australia, the developed country, you should have have that global mindset and what you can do to do that. The third one is conscious and unconscious bias. Always, if you are a person, you have this bias and then fight between conscious and unconscious bias. And you should mitigate that in your workplace. And that's what I'm explaining in chapter 3. For the chapter 4, I picked up igniting your inner fire, cultivating a commitment. You need to commit yourself to have that proper commitment process in your workplace along with your personal self to get that success. And that's what I am explaining in chapter 4. In chapter 5, that's my favorite chapter, conquering your fear. And I was so fearful to talk about anything at workplace in personal life. And I was so fearful to share my values and my thoughts in a proper English. And that's what actually I am explaining on that chapter, and then how I identify that confidence in your life in different ways. In chapter 6, I'm explaining the synergy of cooperation, dividing a shared vision through the continuous growth. And then I am actually putting up the commitment to that continuous growth in chapter 7 that will help you to have a future proof for your career. So if you are planning to move from one career to another one, what you should do. If you want to move from one layer to the next layer in that corporate ladder, what you need to do. So that's what in chapter 7. If you want that competitive growth mindset, that's what's happening in chapter 8. I got 3 powerful ways of outsmarting, outplaying, and outshining yourself to become that great person in the career world. And on chapter 9, I'm actually putting some criteria of promotion. So we know that if we do the hard work, we will get the promotion. You sometimes think that it's more of like a karma. If I do good things, I will get there. But it's different in corporate world. So you need to have a roadmap for your career to get your, yes, promotions one level to next level. And then you need to be very diplomatic to connect with all this politics between this career level. And if you go up in that ladder, you need to be the very best person to be very diplomatic. So that's what I am sharing in this chapter 9. In chapter 10, I'm actually talking about a bit more personal values. It's about boundaries, how to put the clear boundaries that will help you to set the limits and heights of your success. And I was putting a bit more of like a personal conversation there, and how that helped me to come out of the fear, come out of all different prejudices, and some real strong steps that I made in my life that gave me many different changes in my life. And that's on chapter 10. And chapter 11, I am talking about the investing in the human capital, and the title of that chapter is Cultivating Career Aspiration. You need to have some goal, then only you can achieve that, and you need to be really clear and articulate to yourself to find out the steps to attain that aspiration. So that's what I am explaining in chapter 11. In chapter 12, it's more of like commemorating the achievements. And it's a good day that I am announcing this during the Easter time, because I am commemorating the great achievement of my leader, Jesus Christ, crucified himself on the cross, but at the same time risen again to save the whole world. And we are commemorating that great accomplishment of my leader. And I'm sharing that type of small and big achievements in my life, and then how that defined me as a person, as a mother, as a IT professional, and as a community leader, and an advocate against the family violence. So that's other things that I am explaining in chapter 12. So I invite everybody to come and check on my website called Dominus Nisi on dominusnisi.org, and there will be a link that you can buy my book. And if you want a signed copy of this book, please connect with me through my email bispalati@dominusnisi.org, or through my phone number 0401360144. So it's more of like my experience. I encourage everybody to get your own inspiration from this book. Ultimately, it will help you to live more more intentionally and more fulfilling way that you can connect your career and at the same time your life. So have a look at it and check with me, and please share your suggestions and then what you learned from this, whether this is useful for migrants or not. I would really love to hear your feedback on this book. So please come to my website or connect with me if you want to see or purchase a copy of this book. So wish you a very fulfilling and great life, even in the career and in your family. This is an inspiration that I got from many people around my life, and I believe this will help you and inspire you to become a better version of you. Connect with your core. That is the beginning of change. This is Bismi Paladi on Dominus Nisi 88.9 FM.